What is up, everybody? How's it going? Hopefully you guys are doing fine. Today I want to talk about the PS5 and my PS5 pre-order process I went through. It's kind of an exciting story, lots of thrill and stress involved. So let's get into it. So on Wednesday, September 16th, PlayStation showed their showcase of all the new PS5 games coming out along with the release date and price. And I was watching on YouTube Yong Ye's live stream, and I wasn't really paying too much to the games until the end, where they showed the PlayStation price and the release date, but they didn't show a pre-order date. So I was like, okay, don't know what's going on there. So I was confused. The show ended, and I'm like, okay, don't know what to do. So I went over to the PlayStation Discord and saw that George Keeloff, the director of marketing or something like that, he posted that pre-orders were going to be on live at retailers tomorrow on Thursday. I was like, okay, that's interesting. I don't believe it, but that's true. So I went to PlayStation Discord, and like 20 minutes after, he said that Walmart opened up their website to pre-orders and they sold out. And I'm like, great, Walmart's done. So basically I went back to George and was like, oh wait, they're actually selling today. I'll let you know back on the price. That's the last I've heard of them. So I went back to the Discord, checked a little bit, saw that Best Buy will be having their orders at like 2 or 3 p.m. And I was like, okay, I'll hop on. I added it to the cart, but saw the spinny circle. I'm like, yeah, this isn't working. This is a temporary issue with Best Buy. So I got in support, and they're like, oh, this is an issue. We'll fix it momentarily. But I'm like, when? And they're like, I don't know. So I gave up on Best Buy. And at this time, I was like sharing with my friend, what are you going to do for pre-orders? And he was like, oh, probably just go to GameStop. So we had our conversation, and we chose that we would be staying in front of GameStop at 2 a.m. and that we would pull an all-nighter. And I'm like, okay, I'll just stay up all night with you. So I'll get more to that story later. So basically, I gave up on Best Buy, and then later at night around 9 p.m., I had something that I had to do. But apparently, Amazon put their store page up and sold out in less than 5 minutes. Came out back at like 9:06, 9:07. And I was like, okay, all sold out. Great. And I was kind of pissed because I had Amazon money in my account ready for it. So I was like, okay, whatever. So I was a little pissed, and so I waited more and more, and around midnight I checked the Discord, and they're like, Best Buy's working again, go pre-order. And I'm like, okay, great. Placed my order, and I was like, all good, until I wanted to change my payment method, and I knew it would be a bad idea if I canceled, but I did it anyways. Canceled, decided to buy the PS5 again, placed the order, got my confirmation number. I was like, great, I can relax and finally go to bed. So I climbed in bed, and about 3 minutes after I placed it, Best Buy canceled the order, sent me a text and saying, we need to verify your info. And I'm like, oh, great. So tried to reorder again with the same process, climbed in bed, got the text again, canceled the order. I'm like, okay, I give up. I can't do anything with Best Buy anymore. They're done. They're all sold out. So at this point, I lost all hope, but I had a backup plan in the meantime. I was like, if I don't buy a PS5, I'll buy a PC. It's a good option, and it's a good backup. So basically, that was my mentality. I'm like, okay, screw it. I'm just going to go to bed and wake up at 2 with my friend. So sorry, I'm trying to think. So around 1:15 a.m., get an email from Sony saying, congratulations, you've been selected. I'm like, okay, great. I'm on their list. It's amazing. So I went to, it was interesting. I'm trying to think. And I was like, okay, that gave me some hope. And so I'll just wake back up in an hour. And so set my alarm, woke up, and then I was like really tired. And I'm like, I don't have any hope. And I told my friend this, and I was like, okay, let's just sleep in and forget about this. And so woke up around 8:30, and I was like, okay, let's just go to all the stores. So I went to Best Buy first, And then when I got there, I saw like 3 to 4 people standing in line. I'm like, interesting, PS5? And they're like, no, we're here for the 3080. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. That's like even harder to find in the PS5. And so there's a manager from Best Buy that came out, and they're like, oh, we have none in store. It's all online orders. Target said the same thing. Yeah, so I basically had no hope for that. And so I went over to GameStop where I was going to stand in line, and there was a guy in front, and I was like, yeah, I'm waiting for around 9:30 or 10 when the manager comes in. But I saw that no one was standing in line when I got out here. And I was like, okay, good. So basically, if I went at the middle of the night at like 2 a.m., no one would be there. So, yeah. I'm actually was kind of grateful that. So the manager came in and he was like, oh, there's no pre-orders. I'm like, okay, great. Even more of a release that I didn't go at 2 a.m. So we had like a 30-minute conversation to an hour with this other guy and the manager. Just talking about life, PS5 pre-orders. So at that point, I just lost all hope. I was like, I'm going to buy a PC. So I was still paying attention to the PlayStation Discord, and then they were like, oh, wait, Target is up. They're very low-key about it. So I checked Target, added the cart, placed an order, confirmed. It didn't cancel on me like 20 minutes after. So I was like, okay, I have some hope, and I still have some hope. So I was like, okay, good. Target confirmed. Let's do it. What basically happened after that is that I kind of was like kind of relieved that I actually finally got a pre-order in. So the next morning, it was Friday morning at 10 a.m. The email activated for Sony's invite, and it was like a queue system. I was kind of surprised it wasn't like a raffle. So I was like 4 minutes in, so I was like very lucky. Other people had like 45. But I finally got my hands on the PS5 and put it through that. So now that secures 2 pre-orders. So I was very happy. So now I have my PS5. So it was very interesting. I had to go through a lot of hoops to get it, but I was actually fortunate that Sony chose me. And I honestly think it was so random, of how it was chosen. But yeah, I secured my things on 2. So recently I had to go get new cards from my bank. So I'm scared that if I edit the payment method and something goes wrong, PlayStation will cancel my order. Hopefully they don't do that, but that's kind of like the pre-order process of mine. It was very stressful for like 3 days. Didn't get much sleep Wednesday night at all. So it was just a huge process that I had to go through, and a lot of people were suffering through it too. So that kind of concludes the PS5 pre-order process I had. There's a lot of stuff going on. But I want to talk about the PS5 himself and why I personally want it. Now, the main reason why I want it is the speed. The PS4 is very slow. It takes like 5 minutes to load up my Spider-Man game. And I'm pretty sure with the SSD on PS5, it'll take less than 30 seconds. So I found that that's like the main issue I want solved. Another issue is that, or another, not issue, another thing I really want the PS5 for, is that I have a huge category and backlog of PS Plus games I got for free. Can easily play it on PS5, get rid of my PS4. Yeah, there's a lot of risks that are associated with getting it day one, but I don't care. And people say, oh, but there's no launch titles. I'm like, I don't care. I have a huge backlog and a lot of games to play. Plus, I got the disc version so I can play my old PS4 games. It's not a huge issue at all. So I'm very excited. It's going to be a very fast console, new interface and everything. So, and plus it depreciates over time if I buy it later. I know I didn't get the full money's worth of my PS4 because I bought it in like 2016 or something like that. But overall, it's good. I'm excited to buy all the games that I want, and so that's the main reason I'll get a PS5. And hopefully others can agree with me, and if you guys are, let me know. But yeah, there's a huge story of the pre-orders. Good thing I locked one down. Hopefully it'll stay. Really hoping if I don't change my payment method with Sony, they don't cancel. I'm really hoping on that. Otherwise, that's my story. So thanks for guys for listening, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.